Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Vechain, whose current price stands at the $0.1938 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 0.36%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances. And I'll kickstart my analysis here on the 1 hour chart, and here on the 1 hour chart, after making a low at around the $0.017 mark here on the Vechain chart on the 14th of November, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that I have been terming in my previous videos as an Elliot wave structure, having that as the first wave to the upper side, then a wave 2, then we have continued pushing higher in the formation of a wave 3, then I expected a nice retracement over here in the formation of a wave 4 before we continue pushing higher in the formation of a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1 over here. But this movement over here has been a little bit invalidated, and I need to change the way I have my Elliot wave structure here on this chart. And this Elliot wave structure got invalidated the moment our wave 4 over here retraced into the high of the first wave, and having done so I have to remove it from my charts and have a new wave count over here, having this as the wave 1 now. Then whatever we have been seeing over here is now our wave 2, then I'm expecting a wave 3, then a wave 4 before we continue pushing higher in the formation of a wave 5. And getting a little bit into the details of this new Elliot wave structure that I have here on the charts now, we can get to see whether this wave 2 has done the minimum that we expect a wave 2 to the lower side to do. And I just need to use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of that first wave down there to the high of the first wave, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. And you can see we have retraced into that target area, and after making our low we are seeing a bit of a recovery to the upper side in what we can now term as a wave 3 to the upper side. So this is the new Elliot wave structure that I have here on the Vechain chart, having invalidated the other one that I had in my previous videos. And now I'm expecting an impulsive movement to the upper side to see the formation of these wave 3, then expect a retracement in a wave 4 before we continue pushing higher in a wave 5. And maybe someone is asking, why am I having an Elliot wave structure expecting a movement to the upper side? And I'll be giving the reasons as to why here on the 4 hour chart. So jumping to the 4 hour chart so that I can show you what we have been seeing here on the Vechain chart from a wider view. Here on the Vechain chart, we first made a low at around the $0.02 mark over here, and after seeing that low we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that I have been terming as an ABC corrective movement, making our peak at around the $0.03369 mark. And after seeing that peak, I expected a very nice movement over here in the formation of a 5 wave structure to the lower side, and you have seen the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1, having seen this 5 wave structure to the lower side making its low at around the $0.021 mark. And after seeing the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 1, I expected next to see the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, and I had a minimum retracement area to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 2, and I was getting that target area using the fibs, connecting them from the high of that first wave, then dragging the fibs to the low of the first wave down there, and that gave me a minimum target area to the upper side between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.5. and you can see Vechain retraced into that target area, making its peak at around the $0.028 mark. And after seeing that peak, I expected an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3, and using the Fibonacci's we can also sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3, connecting the fibs from the high of that first wave to the low of this first wave, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 2, and that gave me a minimum target area using the fib ratios 1:1 fib ratios at around the $0.015 mark. But we have not fully maximized that target area, because you can see we have made our low at around the $0.017 mark, but I'm assuming that the low was in at around the $0.017 mark, and that is why I'm expecting now a nice movement to the upper side in the formation of a higher Elliott wave count 4, and because the higher Elliott wave count 4 is a corrective wave and it's giving us a movement to the upper side, that's why you have seen here on my 1 hour chart I'm expecting a bit of a bounce to the upper side in a movement that is taking us higher into this red target area over here, and that I'm basing it on the Fibonacci's also. That is that target area, and I have based and to come up with it, I use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of that wave 3 to the low of that wave 3 down there, and that gives me a minimum retracement area in the formation of a higher Elliott wave count 4 between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.5, and that is how I'm coming up with those Elliott wave structures here on the Vechain chart. I hope now that is clear. That is why I'm expecting a bit of a bounce to the upper side to get us into this red target area in the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 4, and I have shown you the minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this higher Elliott wave count 3, connecting the fibs from the low of the first wave to the high of the first wave, and then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area using the fib ratios 1:1 fib ratios, and also using a maximum of the fib level 1.618. so there's a possibility that Vechain might give us a bit of a bounce to the upper side in the formation of this higher Elliott wave count 3 to get us back to around the $0.0323 mark. So that is the primary scenario that I'm expecting to play out here on the Vechain chart, because we have seen the low of this this wave 2 over here. We expect an impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 3 to fully maximize the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 4 before we expect even lower prices in the formation of a higher Elliott wave count 5. And also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI. On the RSI we are trading at around the 46 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side, and also to the lower side will still be supported. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices are coming our way. And that's the update for Vechain.